Okay, so this one isn't necessarily as humorous, but Mystery Man Part 1 and Part 2 are a depiction of the woman in the story later on in her life when she is, more aware of herself. She appreciates her body more. She's just a little more mature. And she basically is looking back on the things that she's done in her past and realizing, okay, I've done this, I've used my body, I've abused it, I've let other people use and abuse it, and now that I can reflect on that, she's hanging her head in shame a little bit because she's like, I should have valued myself a little bit more than that. I'm worth more than a ring or a nice pair of shoes or whatever, So, Mystery Man Part 1 and 2, one is a depiction of her, like, from behind, and she's hanging her head down in shame. You can't see her face or her head or anything. She's hanging her head down in her lap, and she has spikes coming out of her spine, and that's, like, a representation of, like, she has let these people use her, and it, like, hurts her to the core. So that was a representation of her pain. And then the other one was just her from the front, and it's showing, like, she's not the same person that she was. She doesn't have, that nice, slim, perky, perfect body anymore, but she's still beautiful. And she's realizing that, and she doesn't need to use herself or let other people use her.
So is that the end of her journey, or is there's yet another piece? There's one more, right?
I'm working on more pieces. I'm not sure how far into that story I'm going to go. Okay. But there was one more piece that was, it was somewhat connected to the story, but the style was a bit different. It was a mixture of cutouts and wood, and that was called Dirty Mouth. And Dirty Mouth was basically like a representation of it's a dirty painting. It's a representation of the people who have been with her. And she has, it's just a mouth. It's lips and then teeth. And they're scattered teeth. It's not a full row of teeth or whatever. But there have been people that she's let in and out of her life. And it's a representation of that. The teeth have layers and they flap up and down or whatever.
And I remember that with that particular piece, you could write on it, like the piece that Isis has where you could write on the body. You could also write on the teeth. So you would write what? Different names,
different words, whatever you felt like. If you would write different men's names, there was like a reputation, like she's had so many men that she's been involved with, like she can't even remember. That's why Mystery Man Part 1 and 2 were called Mystery Man, because at some point she realizes she doesn't know how many men she slept with. She doesn't know, she doesn't remember how all of them may have looked or how they treated like themselves, or she didn't get to know them very well or whatever. So she was just being very promiscuous.
What was it like to collaborate together on this particular show?
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. How did it come together? It was called Touch and Feel My Walls.
Touch and Feel My Walls.
Yeah, that sounds so sensual, sexual.
A lot of people kind of took it as
they took it the wrong way.
Your vagina, Isis? I'm like, no, it's not. It's about paintings and canvases and just interacting with the paintings. I mean, we were hanging out in the MoMA like last winter, 2009, and we went to Tim Burton's exhibit, and like he had a lot of cool art, and also he had a lot of mixed media paintings, and he also had statues and little movies he did, and I was like, wow, it'd be cool if we actually could touch this art. And they're like, no, you can't touch it. And then one of her
Everything
friends
was glassed off.
One of her friends tried to touch it, and they're like, oh no, don't touch it. So I felt like it would be cool if we did a show. Like, I kind of had an idea about it, but I wasn't really working on it, and then we decided to like really work on it and put it together and like collaborate.
And you did it. How long did it take to do it? Since that?
Since then. That was like last year.
Last year. So a year.
Under a year, pretty much. I mean, I applied for the space through Kashama, and then we finally got to plan things out more and see what the space was like.
And also, let's talk about the glittery slippers that you got up there.
The glittery slippers?
Yeah, that was so nice.
Oh, yes.
Our friend Christopher.
One of the other artists who works in Kashama. We became friends with him through the time we had our show there for that week, so he gave us gifts.
Yeah, he was lots of fun.
Yeah.
He's King David, right?
Very inspirational.
Yes. So, in closing, let me know how long this particular show will go on, or is it going to, is it over? Is ended?
The gallery hours are over, but we did another show this past Friday in the Upper West Side at this space.
Will
on
it continue to
62nd
show?
Street, 62nd Street in Central Park West. It's not there anymore now.
Okay.
But we definitely want to do continue our artwork.
Yeah, we both created a few new pieces for the second show.
Okay.
Isis extended the Down the Road of Lush Cha-Cha-Cha with a few new pieces.
Okay.
And I started a collection that I'm titling Sex Education. The first few pieces are called Practice Makes Perfect. And Raw Banana. They're paintings of bananas. To be continued.
Yes.
They're paintings of bananas with condoms on them. And
that's what it was? I didn't know.
Everyone else got it, Isis.
So Ashley, we don't always get it. So Ashley, will you do do you plan to do pieces to show the male in society with how they deal with sex, or
you were going to do some men stuff, right?
Yeah, I actually started a few pieces. I just didn't bring them to the show.
Okay.
I'm saving them for something later. So,
if someone wants to see your art or to see a sample of your art,
we're definitely going to keep doing shows together or separately, whichever one. But we have a few shows coming up. I actually have a show coming up this September in Brooklyn. So I can give you the information.
Okay.
But I mean, Ashley's going to do some shows too. So
and how about on the social networking?
Well, I have a blog called Swaby Chic, which is my last name, SWABY, Swaby Chic, blogspot.com.
Okay.
And she's a blog.
I also have a blog. It's ashleysimone.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, yes. Isis Samuel Swaby and Ashley
Simone Smith. It's Simone with the C.
Simone with the C.
Cimone.
Well, I definitely want to thank both of you, visual artists. And let me get your name right. Isis Swaby, a.k.a. Issart. Did I get it right? Issart.
Yes.
Correct me, please. Isis Swaby, a.k.a. Issart. Issart. What am I saying wrong?
Issart.
Okay.
Issart.
Okay. Isis Swaby, a.k.a. Issart. And Ashley Simone, and that's with a C.
With the C, yes.
Thank you for coming on Straight Up, and please look for their art. Go to Straight Up Stella O on YouTube. You will see this episode, as well as their lovely art. Thank you for watching.
All you got to do is do all you got to do. Okay, this is the one.